there, this is James, and you're watching Tixee Live. And a very good afternoon to all of you, and all of you a very happy Tuesday. In today's program, I want to do a bit of an update or follow along from the story we're talking about this morning, because obviously tensions are building because of it. So we'll go a bit more detail on that, plus a couple of other things, and one particular asset which is really benefiting at the moment from this global political tension. But before we get into that, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only. Good afternoon to you too. Are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out of the way, let's get started. Right, those of you who were kind enough to join me this morning, you know I was talking about Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan and all the political tension this is currently causing between the US and China. Now, Nancy is expected to land in Taiwan within the next hour, and she would be the highest US official to visit the island in 25 years. So this is quite a big symbolic event. Obviously, this is not making China happy at all, because they claim sovereign ownership over Taiwan, and Taiwan claims to be independent. So this is a really big political issue. Is the timing of Nancy Pelosi going over the right time? Many people, many analysts like myself think no, because we don't need any more political uncertainty in the current economic climate. So yes, it is causing a lot of tension. In fact, the Chinese foreign minister Wang Li, I think that's how you pronounce it, he said, or I believe it's a he might be a young lady, but anyway, the minister said, openly play with fire on Taiwan issue will come to no good end. No good end. Now, there's a lot of concern of China's reaction to this trip in fact doing a little bit of in a form of military action. And I want to go down through a couple of scenarios of what China could do in response to Nancy Pelosi's trip, certainly when she arrives within the next hour or so. This is how China could respond. There's several scenarios. Okay, number one, they could fly warplanes over Taiwan as as a sign of strength. This is very delicate, because in the Taiwan, the government in Taiwan could then be in a position, or then be forced to shoot or make a decision whether or not to shoot these planes down, because it's over their airspace. Bear in mind, you have US officials on the island at that time. This could be extremely, extremely delicate. The other thing China could do, and they could test fire a missile near Taiwan. Now, they've done that before. Back in the summer of 1995. They test fired a missile just off the coast of the island, because the president of Taiwan at that time had gone to the United States on an official visit and met Bill Clinton, who was the president at the time. So they have been known to do something like this in response to this sort of political turmoil. The other thing they could do is cause economic pain to Taiwan, because China is Taiwan's biggest trading partner. So you could start seeing sanctions or issues with supply and things of this nature. So they could do that. They could do a diplomatic protest, okay, where they might call some of their diplomatic ministers back from obviously the embassies in Taiwan or in US or anything like this. They could do that, or even exile some other members in China, other foreign ministers who are over there, and they could exile them as well. So it could be a diplomatic protest. Finally, they could seize one of the islands off the coast of Taiwan. Again, they have done this before. They've done this before, but way, way, way back in the height of the Cold War. So this could be another sticking point. In fact, there is this island called Patras, which is only 400 kilometers away from mainland Taiwan. So that could be one of the islands they could see. Either way, whatever they decide to do, or whatever they do in response to this, okay, it's going to be very, very delicate. Very, very delicate to the current climate. Now, like I say, the president of China at the moment is facing economic slowdown, COVID zero tolerance, and a problem with the housing market. He needs to be strong on this. He needs to be strong on this. Do I see an all-out conflict between US and China over this? No, I do not. I think it'd be a fool's errand for that to even happen. But we are not. This is not something which is going to be help relationships between the two biggest super economic powers in the world. So even so, any response is going to be very delicate for the market, and we can see that. And this is why gold is shining bright currently at the moment. We're going to have a look at it in a minute as well. Now, it's shining bright for several factors. Pelosi's going to Taiwan. That is feeding the appeal of the yellow metal. Plummeting US dollar on the back of the market, thinking that the Fed is going to be light with interest rates, or easier on interest rates. Plummeting bond yields as well. And again, like I said a couple of weeks ago, recession fears is driving the metal. In fact, just yesterday, China's manufacturing PMI was announced at 49 versus 50.4 due to COVID lockdowns. So obviously now there is signs of global slowdown. So that is worrying individuals and worrying the market in particular. So this is why gold is shining. And as well as that, economic slowdown has also boosted the yellow metals appeal. And in fact, gold looks set to close for its 5th straight day of gains. And in fact, last week's gain of 2.2% was gold's best week in 4 months. 4 months. Let's have a quick look at gold and see how the rest of the market's doing as well. So here we are. Sorry, throat's really dry. And you can see gold is on a 30-minute chart, currently trading at $1,783.31. Really is showing its safe haven status at the moment. Like I say, this trip to Taiwan is really feeding the bulls as well. If we look at on the daily, as well. Like I say, it's testing, it's eyeing that key level next of 1,791. If we break through to that cleanly, then really it's 1,800 psychological level is next in play. And that's a key level. So gold, yes, is truly benefiting from all this unrest and uncertainty. Its safe haven status is well and truly back. So welcome back, gold. Let's have a look at some other things in the market as well. So like I said, we have got risk off appetite. Euro is still under pressure again now. Obviously, dollar is more of a safe haven. So see the dollar, the market going into the safe haven. Currently trading at 1.1916. Don't forget, euro has its own problems as well. We're going to get more of that coming soon as well. The cable, British pound, US dollar, way under now. Well, testing that key level of 121.97. But the fact that it was trading above 122 just a few trading sessions ago, with 123 potentially in sight, that's lost that momentum completely, as we have safe haven, flow to safe havens really taking grip of the market. Dollar yen, okay, slight recovery from this morning, but it's trading at 131.47, a long way off from the 137, 138 levels it was trading a couple of trading sessions ago. So let's have a look at the markets as well. Let's look at S&P 500. Okay, yes, losing some of that happy feeling it was experienced yesterday. Currently trading at 4,095 points. Tech as well, NASDAQ also is trading a little bit lower, 12,872 points as well. So like I say, risk off the market. We had such a good week last week. Remember yesterday I was saying I'm hoping the market was hoping it could build upon the momentum it had last week, because it was one of the best weeks for the stock market since 2020 last week. That momentum has soon gone, because I remember I asked that question, how long can the market stay in a happy feeling or keep happy? Well, it clearly shows less than 24 hours. So there we go. There we go. What else? Let's have a talk about something else. So gold. Keep a close eye on gold. I think there is potentially, if you can clear those key levels, it has potentially got more room to go. Definitely. Potentially, if it can break those key levels. Right. What else is new? BP. BP has reported its biggest quarterly profit in 14 years. Not surprised by the price of oil and gas over the last couple of months. In fact, their revenue came in so well. It came in at 67.87 billion versus 56.66 billion expected. So very good earnings. But again, I'm not surprised that it's publishing those sort of earnings with where oil has been. We'll have a quick look at oil as well. And let's have a quick look at how BP's opened on the market. On the back of this, let's have a look. Here it is. Okay, so did open up with a gap higher. So you are seeing a teeny weeny bit of selling, maybe some profit taking. But opened with a gap higher, currently trading at 29.61. Let's have a quick look at oil, because oil is a big day tomorrow for oil. Don't forget, we have OPEC and OPEC Plus meeting, and we will find out tomorrow if Biden's visit to the kingdom was a success or not. Currently trading $93.73. Obviously, demand issues is weighing on it as well, especially, like I said, with China, with that very poor manufacturing PMI yesterday. So we have demand concerns, so that's weighing upon it. So if this supply issue comes in as well tomorrow, if OPEC Plus do in fact commit to increasing supply, we might see more pressure for the energies. Brent as well, currently challenging the $100 level, currently trading at $100.42. So yes, that's still feeling quite a bit of the strain, like WTI is as well. Okay, so yeah, a lot of events, a very eventful day. It's all about Taiwan today, because we've had no real massive key economic data to come out today. It's all been about, this situation, Nancy Pelosi's trip. I do apologize. It's all been about Nancy Pelosi's trip and obviously the ongoing tension now between the US and China. But we've got several key events to come this week. We have EU retail sales, US ISM services PMI, Bank of England interest rate decision. Don't forget, I'm going to be doing a watch along for that. And US non-farm payroll and US unemployment. I'll do a watch along for that as well. As I said, though, of course, I've been doing the watch along. That's on Thursday with the Bank of England interest rate decision, 11 a.m. UTC. Big question is, are they going to do 50 basic points, or are they going to surprise us? Because like I said earlier on, and I've said this many times before, inflation in the UK is, inflation in the UK is 9.4%. Watch along, yay, yeah. No, I love watch alongs too. I'm going to say, don't forget, the Bank of England is in a bit of a rock and a hard place because you have inflation at 9.4%, but key signs or real obvious signs of economic slowdown in the UK too. So, how much legroom do they have to be aggressive and do what they need to do to get that 9.4 down? That is the big question. Well, again, like I say, I was just saying, they are in a rock and a hard place. They really are. Can they do it? Can they be as aggressive? They need to. It's currently trading at 125. Interest rate is currently at 125, isn't it? So if they do 50, it'll be 175. And like I say, inflation is 9.4. So many people, so many analysts, myself included, they expect inflation to go up to like 11% by the end of the year. 11%. But, can they afford to risk be more aggressive with interest rates to get inflation down when there is key evidence of economic slowdown? So that is going to be the big question. Can they do it? But it's going to be a fascinating watch along. Please come along and join me for that. It will be really good, I think. Market as it currently stands, the FTSE is currently slightly up 0.04%. DAX currently trading at negative 0.27%. Euro Stock 50 currently trading at negative 0.57%. So yeah, it's all about what happens in the next hour, or what happens from this hour onwards when Nancy arrives. Will we what will China do? How would China respond? And how would the market in general react to it? Already the market is already expecting, it's already nervous, hence the rush into the safe havens we're seeing, the yen benefiting, dollar benefiting against, the cable and the euro, gold really benefiting, Swiss franc benefiting. So it'd be interesting to see, how China responds and how the market react. But at the moment, it's all about the safe havens, which makes sense. Times of uncertainty, we go to safety. Don't forget, you can ask me questions anytime you wish. Anytime you wish. If there is so don't hesitate to ask me a question. And don't forget, like I always say, if you think of a question later, you can put it in the comments below, either YouTube or Facebook. I will see them and I will reply to that question next time I go online. So do bear in mind that option too. On that note, if there is no questions, not a problem. Not a problem. Don't forget, I'll be back online again tomorrow at 8 a.m. UTC. Let's see how China responds and how the market is feeling after Nancy Pelosi's beginning of her trip there. She's actually meeting the president of Taiwan tomorrow. So let's see how that develops. And we got some key events happening tomorrow as well, which should be quite good to look at. So let's see that. So don't forget, I'll be back on at 8 a.m. UTC tomorrow, plus back on again about 1:30 p.m. or maybe even 2 p.m. UTC like today, because I like to go on a bit later to see how the US session opens so we can talk about it. So don't forget, you have I'm on twice tomorrow. So I hope to see you. Hope to see you then. Don't forget, as I always say, if you're watching me on Facebook and you've enjoyed this little episode, by all means, give us a follow. If you're watching me on YouTube and you found this episode interesting and insightful, subscribe if you'd like. Hit the notification button so you know next time I'm going live. If you enjoyed this video, found it interesting, and you put up with me, my over-the-top enthusiasm for the market, which I just can't help because I love the markets, give me one of those. It's nice to know that you like what I do. Like I said, I've got a couple of likes already, which I really appreciate. But anyway, till next time, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.